Good morning, you guys. How are you? Beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. And I've been up for a long time, anxious to do this because it's going to feel really good. And I'm really proud of the habit that we're getting into. This is going above and beyond what you think you need to get fit and lose weight. These are the foundation things that really make it possible. As we get older and, you know, those injuries pop out and, you know, always seems to sideline you. And just with a few stretches, a cup of coffee, some nice music, you know, it sets your whole week off. So starting off here, I usually do this first thing in the morning. I just love hearing the adjustments happening. I usually bring it right here to my back and I lay over it. And then I kind of push that foam roller away and lengthen my lower spine. But these are the movements that I have found that feel good for me. And when you're working with the foam roller, you have to find the movements that work for you. Number one, it's kind of awkward when you first start using it because you have to get your balance and you have to find your spots. But just experiment. When I'm out here for my shoulders, I'll just do a lat pull. And gravity pulls those arms in a lengthened position, and then I move through the range. And actually that kind of lets me know where I'm at today, all right? Depending on the work I've done the previous day, right? There we go. All right. Now you could, I don't often do it, and I should really, you know, you should follow up with hamstrings and quadriceps to make that more difficult or more focused, more targeted. You could take one leg up and use your body weight to really roll through each side, all right? Actually, this kind of feels really good. All right. But we're gonna get on with the stretch. I'm gonna kind of move a little bit more, not quickly, but move through the stretches a little bit more timely. And then we can start to establish a real repertoire for these days so that you just know we're coming in, we're doing this, we're doing this. Basic rotation, hamstrings lengthened, tall torso. I'm gonna take one hand to support, and I'm going to just reach up and over as far as I can and touch down. Breathe through it. And each time you go for this one, walk it out a little bit. Trying to keep that opposite hip down. I feel myself kind of lifting and moving into the stretch. That's not the point, right? You want to hit that target and hold it there. And then to the other side. So this is your basic rotation. Good. Up tall and over. Very nice. Alrighty. That's the basic twist. TFL drop. Want to hit this outside here. So you're going to bring that leg up. Now, wherever this leg is, that can be out here further, and that's not quite as much of a stretch. And again, I think I mentioned it last week that this isn't one of my greatest ones. So I kind of just fool around with it. I don't try not to put too much tension on this one. Resistance stretch is where you contract that muscle group by adding pressure and stretching into it. But there are going to be some of these stretches that you have to be very careful with, okay? Especially the ones you're really tight with. And you'll know those ones. It's very difficult to get into the position. Good. just gonna do this side and check it out. A little tighter. So you make, you just stay in the body and see where the tightnesses are, and no judgment, objective observer. Like, oh, that feels. So let's go to the other side one more time, and it's a drop. So when I get that full stretch here and I'm up as tall as I can into that stretch, I'm just gonna drop that leg to one side, keeping the tension on it. And I do both. There it is. All right. And then if you want to reposition, breathe. You want to create the tension, you can drive that ankle into that knee, and you can even pull your heel up to force that stretch a little bit more, and then away. Moving away. And then I like the other side too. Just do it. Okay. And the last time for the other side here. Creating the tension, I'm driving my ankle into my knee, and then I'm going to move that away. Good. And then one more. Nice job. Interesting. Feels good? Okay. So what I've done here is I've put them in a schedule, so we're doing an upper body and a lower body. Tik Tock, you can do standing up, but I'm down here, so I'm gonna stay here. Thread, lace your hands together behind your head, and then you're gonna actually create tension by pulling your hands apart, okay? So interlock your fingers, pull your fingers apart, and then drive your hands into your head. Now you're creating tension, okay? And you're just going to draw to one side, and reset. Press your hands into your head and pull your fingers away from one another, creating tension. And rest and relax. I put hand cream on, and I can't pull apart. Let's go one more time. Interlace, push into your head, create tension by pulling those hands apart, and then drop. Reset, contract, and drop. Good. How do you feel? Check it out. There we go. So I wanted to do the bed series. So that was the one where we laying flat, dropping one leg in, seeing the mobility in that hip. All right, so we're just testing the mobility. From here, we're gonna roll onto the side using that leg, and we're just gonna go heel, up and down. And then bend it out in front of you. Again, same thing, heel up and down. So now you're feeling it inside your hip joint, and we're starting to limber up that joint. Now I'm gonna hold it up in its rotation, and I'm gonna push it out. My upper leg follows the line of the floor, okay? And then just ease back in, set that rotation, and drive it out. And it's all happening inside that joint. One more time. This other side gets a little tense because it's working hard too. Good. Rotation. And there you go. So we're gonna put this leg on top. You might just face the other way, but if you're facing the camera, or you'll have to come. So we're working on the same leg, correct? So here we're going heel up and down, Again, we're working that joint, the hip joint. And then we're putting the knee up and down. So again, that's all deep within your hip joint. And this is the one where you hold it up extended and then you press forward and back. So you're trying to torpedo that leg out of its joint. All right, and just limbering. Now we're gonna stretch the hamstring. It's an intense stretch and it might be really early in the day to really push it too much. So just go easy, all right? So first of all, we're gonna grab behind our knee and we're going to add the pressure and we're gonna draw it in. And then you point, flex, point, flex, and then rotate both ways. Good. Now my next mission here is to straighten out that knee. I wanna straighten it out and I wanna bring it closer to me. Feeling a lot more stretch, all right? So adding the force, so the muscle is contracted and I'm pulling it in as far as I can, comfortably. Roll, rotate, point, and flex. Oh. And then ease off. That can get you in all kinds of other places, okay, when you add that tension. One more time here, grasp, reposition so you're even longer. Add the resistance, point and flex, roll and rotate. Good, and then we're just gonna drop it out in front of us, all right? So this is where we grab that foot and it's slightly bent and you're just gonna straighten it and release. Straighten and release. Bend and extend. The last movement is that torso rotation, right? So we want to take it into its lengthened position, put a hand on the chest, and rotate away. Oh. And relax. Try and straighten that out and rotate. And I'm going to do it one more time. You know, do it as many times as you feel comfortable. All right? Extension and rotation. Okay, so that leg that we just stretched, we're going to test it again. And we're going to drop it in and see what's the mobility there now. It's moving a lot smoother for me. Feels good. So now I'm going to drop the other one in and test that one. This one's got a lot more mobility than my other. All right. And remember, it's going to be on the bottom to begin with. So down here, let's just do heel up to the ceiling, lift and lower, a few of those, and then you take it into that bent stance, okay? So all I'm going to do is pin my knee to the floor and lift my heel. And rotating the hip joint. Here we go. This one's not rotating as much as the other one. Interesting. And then I'm going to do knee up, down. Oh. One more I forgot is the heel up and drive it out. That's the one I always forget. Good. Reposition. There. Heel up and drive it out. And one more. Reposition. Drive it out. Good. Leg that we're working on is going to be on top now, right? Out front. Bent knee. So we're gonna go lift and lower here. Good. Heel up and down. Don't have a lot of mobility in that position. Now we're gonna take the knee up and drive it forward and back. Got it? Up, and I drive it to you and away from you. So here comes the hamstring stretch. Got it? I'm going to grasp behind my knee, creating the tension by pushing my foot away into my hands, tension in the hamstring, and stretch, point flex, roll and rotate. Reposition. Ease off and reposition. I needed that. Good. So, resistance, tightness, stretch, point flex. And one more time. Pull it in close to you, creating that tension, drive it, point it, flex it, roll and rotate it. Good, and I drop it out front. Bottom hand grasps, and then you bend and extend. This one is hard. Okay. Okay. So in the fully extended position, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this side, but fully extended position, hand on chest, rotate away. This side needs work. And ease. Extend and rotate. One more, just for good measure. Extend and rotate. All right, that just brings the whole stretch up into the rest of your body where those muscles attach and head off somewhere else. Just see how that leg, if you drop it in now, if it feels more limber, you know? You have to kind of focus on anything positive, right? Yeah, it just feels loose and warm and good. Okay, so that's our bed series. We're gonna go up and do an upper body. If you remember the can opener, you can do it sitting on a chair. You can do it on the floor, and it's for our shoulders and upper back and traps. Stretching and strengthening through, my hands are creating the tension by pressing out on the legs, and the legs are pressing in, okay? And if my hands are together, I just pull in and drive it out. So this is actually a stretching exercise. When you come in, you can feel all those muscles on the top of your shoulders, traps, and delts. And then on the way out, a stretch, strengthening, and ease off. If you're putting enough pressure on, it should be difficult, all right? So you should rest and then go at it again, creating the tension, and then driving those legs out. Strength, resisting it on the way in for your stretch. Good job. I'm going to do it one more time. Now, if, and I had said this before, if you need a deeper stretch, you could take something to keep your hands further apart. That way, when it comes in, it has further to go. It will stretch further, right? You could even start with it this way and try that. And you can use a ball for this. A dumbbell, a light dumbbell, anything just to keep your hands separated, and that you would have to bring it in for the stretch. And one more for me. You decide for yourself. Whoa, that's intense inner thigh as well. Upper back, it's the lat pull. So if you remember, we are on our knees, extending one arm out front. Now you're gonna drive that hand into the floor, creating tension in your upper back, and then you're gonna pull away from and add that stretch, okay? So there I am, fully extended, driving it down and in, feeling contraction on my back, and I'm gonna pull backwards. Good. Reset, press, and pull yourself back. I've experimented with this one, and I do like it in that it'll take my hand over in front of me, kind of crossing it, driving it in, and then moving further away from that point to add the stretch. Good, and I'm gonna do it one more time, driving my hand in, creating tension, and taking it into the stretch. Ease off. Feels good. Dog hair everywhere. It's a good day. Other side, drive that hand in, creating tension, and sit back as you stretch your upper back. And ease. Reset, press it in, and back. One more here for me. And then crossing it over. If you want to do one in this position, I would move away from the point of attachment there on the floor. All right. Oh, glute series. What time is it? Yeah, we'll do 2 more stretches. That glute series really helps through here, like that TFL drop right in that same area. So, pigeon pose, 10 push-ups. But the push-up comes from the leg, right? That's where the force originates. So these hands are just basically balance and support. One hand. Change hands. And make it all about that leg now, if possible. If you need to use one finger, maybe to help. Good. And then stretch and rotate. Torso. And rotate. Good. We're going to stay in this position and do the second one, the bent knee. All right, on the same leg, you want to take that out to a 90-degree angle. This is the one I explained last week. I think I don't have a lot of flexibility to do this one, but my intention would be to get there by doing regular stretching, right? So don't worry if you can't get in these positions. You get to a point where you feel the tension, just like weights, and you work at that. You don't push through it to pain, but you go to the discomfort and you get stronger, you get more flexible. All right, so here I go. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have one hand out each side here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. The push-ups. Now just take note. Like when I started, especially this side, when I started this side, this leg was right here. And this is all I could do. So each week I see a little bit of progress, right? And that's all you can ask for. So we're gonna move into a rotation and do the same thing. And then here comes the upper body. We're gonna bring your upper body into it. Take that hand and reach it way out onto the other side. Create tension and then drop that shoulder. Ease off and push that hand down and in, creating the tension, and drop your whole body and feel that stretch. Oh, woo! I hardly ever do those two stretches bang, bang on the same leg. And I just thought today might be the day that we could increase the intensity by doing that. If it's not for you, do both sides in pigeon pose first and then go at the knee bend to 90-degree angle. All right, so here is the push-ups. Five and 5. You pick your numbers. Good. And then I'll change to the other hand. Again, I'm still only supporting myself and keeping balance with that hand. It's the bent leg, contracting and pushing my body up and away. And then 2 hands off, look, mono hands. You'll see, I'm not really balanced on this side. How about you? Nice. And here comes our rotations. So we're just gonna move away in one direction and the other direction. And in a 90-degree bend. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. This one is push up. Driving that leg, this leg is doing the work. Add the rotation. Just gonna move away and here comes the full body rotation. That opposite hand is going to fall to the line of that front leg, out and over, driving the hand into the floor, creating tension, and then draw. That's the one I really need. I don't know about you. Okay, one more. I'm going to walk it out, create the tension, and drop the shoulder. I'm sweating. I'm going for one more. It's up to you. Half hour, you guys. Full body stretch. I think we did all of the ones we usually do, and as we go through them quickly, more and more quickly, I can add a few other ones, and you'll just start to recognize, okay, we're gonna do the bed series, we're gonna do the shark, we're gonna do the TFL drop, and it'll go more quickly. You don't wanna rush through the stretches themselves, but you do wanna get a tempo, up tempo, so it doesn't feel like that you're, oh my gosh, I gotta go stretch and it's gonna take an hour. All right, cheers you guys. Have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll have the boards out later. Yeah, get the bike out, right? It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Okay, see you later.